It's Ashley from Obie and Ashley on K92.3 out at Country Thunder. It's day 3, and we have Lainey Wilson. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you too.
The last time I saw you was in Vegas for the ACMs,
That's right.
And we always remind our listeners, you guys see so many people, you interview with so many people,
Yep.
But for us to get excited about artists and what's going on in their careers, you are really in a spot that we found out we got to talk to you today, and we're like, it's the week of her album release.
That's it.
Yellowstone's less than a month away.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of place are you in right now?
Oh
Excited?
my gosh. I'm pumped. I'm on cloud 9. I'll say, I have slept in my bed in Nashville a total of probably 10 nights this year. So we just been going. But I'm able to stop here and there and just look up and be like, dang, look how far we truly have come, and we're just getting started.
I know. You truly are, and I think that's what's so exciting is because on our end and your fans' ends, especially the diehards, they get to see everything from the beginning, and they get to know what's going on from the beginning.
Yep.
And you said something in an interview this week, and it was like you didn't have a plan B. And what's funny is Hardy has told us the same thing, and not everybody says that.
Yeah.
Some people do say, well, I was doing this before, and I figured, maybe I'll go back to that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, that's what keeps you going and brings that success.
That's it. I laugh and joke and say that this is the only thing I know how to do, but truly this is the only thing that gives me that just crazy sense of joy. It makes me feel like I'm living.
Yeah.
And life is too short not to feel that.
For sure. Well, and you're doing it, and your fans are some of the best, just natural, your style, your fashion sense, the person that you are, your honesty that comes through your song lyrics, and everyone. Yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting fan base to be a part of.
I appreciate that. I will say I do have some pretty incredible fans. I feel like it seems like every person that I meet who is a fan of me, I feel like, dang, we could be friends.
Yeah.
It's pretty special, for real.
And, okay, Yellowstone, everyone's been asking about Yellowstone. I binged it probably, 4 years ago when it first started being big.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Rip,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
Everybody.
What? There's not a elf on a shelf. They want to rip with a whip. One of my favorite memes
I had
ever.
heard that one.
But that is really cool. So once we started learning what your character was going to be on the show, it's not really a character. You're playing you with your band and everything.
Yeah, so I'm going by a musician named Abby. So that's the one thing. And part of the storyline too is not, it's not my life, but I'm pretty much getting to be myself. I mean, I'm getting to wear my bell bottoms. I'm getting to sing my music. It's a huge opportunity, and I've known Taylor Sheridan for several years, and he called me back in February and just said, I want to create a character for you. And I said, you sure you want to do that? And here we are.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did that relationship come about? Because I feel like he's been so respectful of the country music format, which we'll all raise our hands and praise him for, and for bringing more light to.
For sure.
And then to let people keep their character, keep who they are as musicians on the show.
It's pretty special and unique. I feel like, just like you said, Taylor Sheridan really, really does love working with people in the country music industry, whether it's Faith or Tim or Ryan Bingham. I met him, it was probably 3 years ago. They had put one of my songs in the show at this point, and he invited me out to play a horse reining competition out in Vegas, and that's where I got to meet him and shake his hand, and we really just bonded over horses because I grew up on a horse, and we just hit it off. I was a fan of his, he was a fan of mine, and after that they ended up putting a few more of my songs in the show and really just kind of stayed in close contact. I didn't know where this relationship would lead, or I didn't know. I just knew that I wanted more songs in Yellowstone, and I knew that that he was giving me huge opportunities already.
Did you notice, because I do notice that the country music fan base kind of naturally drifted to liking Yellowstone, probably just the premise of it.
For sure.
Did you notice any people maybe that you didn't expect become fans and find you through Yellowstone?
Absolutely.
That weren't already fans?
I mean, I have people come to shows and they're like, I found you through Yellowstone. It's really, I feel like it is such a huge show. It has almost made the country way of life cool again, when I don't know why in the world it was ever not cool.
Right.
But I mean, if you get on TikTok and you see all these kids, it's just people are proud and excited about being country now.
Yeah.
And I truly think it has done so much for country music.
For sure.
And it's wild to think that a show could have that much of an impact, but it truly has.
Now, I want to get to your album that's coming out this week before we move on from Yellowstone. Is it a storyline involving you through multiple episodes? Are you allowed to say anything about that?
I am throughout the entire season. So you're gonna see me. You're gonna see my big old head on that screen a lot.
Awesome.
And yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be just as surprised as y'all are about a lot of things because I didn't get the entire script for the season.
Wow, that's interesting. Very cool.
Yep.
All right, well, let's talk the album this week,
Yes.
Bell Bottom Country.
Yes.
Naturally, I mean, I wish I could rock them the way you do. Your fashion's
girl.
always
You're
amazing.
sweet.
On top
Thank
of
you.
everything else, your talent
you.
and your singing
Thank you,
skills
thank you.
beyond your looks.
I love it. Praise
So,
thank you.
yeah, let's talk about the album this week
Yes.
because we just so happen to get so lucky to have you here the week that your album's about to drop.
October 28th. It's going to be here before we know it. I feel like over the last few years, I feel like I've grown a whole lot, not just as a singer and songwriter, but as a person and figuring out who I truly am unapologetically. And to me, that's what Bell Bottom Country is about. It's country with a flair. It's about leaning into whatever it is that makes you you and makes you different. It could be where you're from, how you were raised, the way that you talk, your story, your sound, and just it's about leaning into it unapologetically. And I hope
it.
people can hear this record and feel like they can be nothing but themselves.
And I feel like that does take time getting to any of us in any career,
Yes.
any line of work we're in. I can fully
I know.
admit it's taken me.
know.
I'm 34 now, and
I
doing it 12 years, and it fully took me to get to a certain point
I know.
to have the confidence when everyone's like, just be yourself, and it
It's
should
hard.
come so naturally, but it is hard, and
Yeah.
you do get to that point, that epiphany of, I
That's
can be
right.
myself.
I know.
If I just tell my
And
opinion,
that's a good
it's-
feeling.
It is a great feeling, but
It's
it takes a point
that's right.
that you're at now.
Yeah, it's just a sense of freedom that comes along with that.
Yeah.
So I think people will be able to tell the growth of me finding myself. And like I said, I hope they can listen to it and be like, dang, you know what? She's embracing who she is, all the scratches and the dents and the bumps. And she's, she is nothing but herself. So I hope they can feel the same exact way.
All right. Well, we do get that album this week. And before we let you go, I had to ask about Hippie May because I have a dog and she is at the dog sitter all weekend since we're here all 3 days. And I saw she's come on your bus sometimes. But when you
She's here right now. She is here. I should have brought her in here.
Oh, you should. I know.
I should have.
I'm a dog freak, clearly. But that is cool because especially when you're on the road so much, it takes a lot to be able to say, okay, can I get a dog? Am I going to be able to figure this out?
And I will say, we finally got on a bus this past summer. Before then, she was not able to go with us at all because, I couldn't put her in a van or a truck.
Yeah.
But when we get the opportunity, she goes because it's just having that little piece of home with
sure.
you. And she loves that. She's the dang star of the show. Like, she comes out here and she just wants to be friends with everybody.
Oh, well, that's cool. It is exciting where you get to a point, now you have a bus.
Yeah.
Now you can have the freedoms and have her with you.
I know.
That's super exciting. Well,
It's pretty great. I will say, like, the best thing about it is getting to play a show and go lay down afterwards.
And
I'm
her
getting
just
way more
cuddle up.
sleep. And that's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why dogs are used for therapy. Dogs are used for...
She is my therapy.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Songwriting and my dog.
Yeah. Well, and you're also nominated for these CMAs, and I know that's just probably crazy for you because you are leading in nominations.
Yeah, what in the world? I'm like, I done tricked a lot of people.
Yeah, right. Whatever. I'm on the other end of that, and you
Yeah.
haven't tricked anybody. It's the real deal. Lainey Wilson, backstage at Country Thunder.
Sister.
We're so excited for all of your success and to
you.
watch what's to come. And
Come
your
on.
album. Everything.
It's all feeling good.